And we're live. I just clicked the wrong thing. And are we live? And we're live. We're live? What have I just clicked? Discord. And we're live. Welcome back to another stream, everyone. I hope you're all well. Thank you for joining me for this midweek Gameweek 12 deadline stream. How are we all doing today? I hope you're all doing well. I'll tell you what, my brain has turned into mashed potato. I've done, 5 videos in the last 3 days. So, yeah, I think I've literally lost my mind. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I've made my transfers already, so we'll talk about that. Thank you everyone that has tuned in already. We've got about 400 tuned in. Lots to talk about. As usual, we'll do the news roundup. We'll have a look at the Kings of the Gameweek, scout selection, goal scorer odds, clean sheet odds, predicted points, the most transfer players, and lots more. So, welcome to the stream, everyone. Oh, FPL, eh? We're back, midweek FPL. How are we all doing? How's everyone lined up for this game week? Who's your captain, guys? So, on my team selection video, I talked about transfers that I was going to potentially be making. And one of those was De Bruyne to Salah, which I've done. And the other one was either Fofana to Dunk or Maddison to Trossard. So, I've done Maddison to Trossard. That's locked in. That's my 2 transfers. And it's Salah captain for me this game week. I've decided I'm going to go into the game week just with 10 players, so it's not great, but I'm happy to just see the game week through with 10. I think it's not worth taking an extra -4 for a defender. It might pay off, but I'm back in Forest to score tonight, so we'll see. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this game week. I don't think it looks too bad. It's been a bit unfortunate. Obviously, I had the James injury, Fofana injury, Maddison suspension, and it all kind of came at this all at once, so I ended up in a situation where I needed a -4 just to field 10 players. But anyway, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the stream. Hemo, FPL Mosa, Lucas, William, Zonex, Shari, Mohammed, Paul, Kaylan, William, Daniel, Matty, Barzi, and everyone else. I think I saw Coffee in the chat. Austin left a comment on my video earlier. He said he's going to be in the stream with a beer, so hopefully he's here as well, if you are Austin. Welcome Jake, Sandeep, Sans in the chat, Mr. Without Misses, love the username, William Banda. So yeah, get your questions in. We've got under an hour and a half till the deadline. There he is, speak of the devil, Austin in the chat. He's just become, I thought you already were a member, or did you upgrade? Anyway, thank you Austin for becoming a member, appreciate that. Appreciate the support. If anyone's interested in becoming a member, you get early access to my videos. There's a private channel on the Discord. You get a little badge by your name and some goodies like that. It's the join button below the stream for those interested. Loco Ono says, I'm in the chat too. Sorry I missed you, Loco. Email Master... Nearly read that name. Says, will you say my name? I was about to. That's a bait username. You are the master at baiting with that username. Mark Howarth, thank you also for becoming an fplfocal member. Appreciate that. Riot or Ward, asks Majid. I would say Ward this week. I think they've got better clean sheet odds. Amy is also on 10 players, including Nico. Asks, is it worth taking a hit? It depends where you're looking to take the hit. I think it's not worth a hit in defence, unless you're bringing in someone like Trippier for a -4. I'm not a big fan of taking hits for defenders because generally their ceiling's pretty low. Really, it's 6 points. For a typical player like Dunk, you can definitely justify it for a player like Trippier. But I think, I think you don't take the hit unless it's for someone who's got upside. Like in my case, I took a hit to get Trossard. Austin's got the beer. Good. Tonight's choice for me is Pepsi Max Cherry. What's everyone drinking for this deadline stream? Go stick the kettle on if you haven't. Grab yourself a nice cold drink. We're in for an hour and a half deadline stream. Game week 12. Mr. Without Misses says, is free hit worth it? So really, this one's a team dependent one. It depends how many players you can field. If anyone watched the experts video today, a few of them said at the end, if you can field 8 or 9 players, then it's not worth it. And I would agree with that. I might consider it if I had 6 or 7 players, but in my case, I'm taking a -4 to field 10. I did have 8 players. So, yeah, I don't. It depends on your team, basically. John Hamilton's got the blackcurrant squash out. Tropical mixed fruit for David. Good choices. Just Austin on the beers, I think. Stuart says, I'm going to laugh if Dunk hits the back of the net. I'm not. He was the player I was looking at. I was looking at Dunk and Webster. Don't get me wrong. They are top of the clean sheet odds, which we'll look at in a bit. But yeah, I struggle to justify a -8 to get Duncan. Pineapple vodka for Bernardo. Hams is on the sparkling water. Good start. Just poured it down myself. I'm telling you, my brain is actually turned into mush from doing 5 videos in 3 days. I can't do anything. I've literally forgotten how to exist. Oscar says, Viva Pepsi Max Cherry, listening from work. Nice. Don't let your boss catch you, Oscar. Coffee, thank you for becoming an fplfocal member as well. Appreciate that. Good to see you in the comments early today as well. Should I keep Alma on? Asks Thomas Jeffries. Yeah, definitely keep Alma on. Everton at home, good fixture. Yeah, absolutely keep him. Dangwin says, I had 6 play and took a -8 to cover. Why, Morrison? Why? Is that Madison? Autocorrect. Or is that the supermarket, Morrison's? Yeah, no, Madison, I think the vast majority in chat was screwed over by Madison. I was. Really annoying. Completely cocked up the plans. I went from potentially rolling the transfer to taking a -4. Just from that. And by the way, back in like Gameweek 7, he was on 2 yellows. So he needed to pick up 3 consecutive yellows to get suspended. FPL review said that there was a 1 in 250 chance of that happening. And it did. So thanks for that, Madison. Thanks for absolutely nothing. In fact, I even tweeted James Justin and I said, can you have a word with Madison? Because Justin, I don't know if you guys know, he plays FPL. And he's really good at FPL. And he's got Madison in his team. So let me try and find it. Here it is. Because Justin plays FPL. He's really good. He's come top 10k before. And I just said to him, can you have a word with Madison and tell him not to get booked tomorrow? We've both got him in FPL and really could do with him playing next week. But obviously, I don't know, the tweet didn't reach him or something. Or he doesn't know who the hell fplfocal is. So yeah, thanks Madison for the 94th minute yellow. And I'm down to 10 men as a result. Floki says, should I captain Mount? I don't hate the Mount captaincy, but it depends who else you've got. I think Salah's better, Kane's better, Trossard's better. But yeah, other than that, Mount's not a bad shout at all. Yeah, slim pickings this week, but there is big upside this week if you know your captaincy, right? Because for once, it's not a 10-man game. We've all got 11 players, and they all actually count for something. Normally, Haaland counts for nothing if you've got him captain, because in recent game weeks, his effective ownership was basically at 200%, so he gets you nothing for points. But this game week, that's definitely not going to be the case. And if you get your captaincy right, there's lots of ground to be made up. So that's exciting. Hamza says, is this your final team for the deadline? Yeah, that's me. Don't switch off. Don't just click X now that you've heard what you want to hear. But yeah, that's me. This is my team. Salah captain, Trossard vice. They're the 2 players I brought in, actually. Did I use the free hit? No, I didn't use the free hit. Imagine free hitting to get Fofana in. And no bench. No, I'm not on the free hit. I'm going to save it. Obviously, there's already about 14 postponements. And there's going to be more blanks this season. So, if you can, the free hit's worth saving, in my opinion. That's why I'm more than happy to take a -4 and to save the free hit rather than use it now. How many players have you guys got this week? Has anyone got 11 players? Has anyone got a bench? Should I do a little poll for that? I'll do a poll in the chat. Let me know how many you've got, but I'll do a poll. How many players are you fielding this week? So 8, 9, 10. I'm jealous of anyone who's got 11. I'm on 10 after a -4. How many players are you fielding this week? There's the poll. Oh, loads of you on 11. You're better FPL managers than me, getting the full 11 fielded. Yeah, I'm on 10 after a -4. I don't really mind the look of the team. I just want Nico to start tonight, really. I suppose he could start, concede 2 and get 1 point, or come off the bench and get 1 point. It's probably the same outcome, but I'd like to see him starting tonight, because otherwise it's technically 9 players. Yeah, I appreciate you all tuning in. We've got about 1,000 here already. Really good turnout. Looking forward to this game week. Do you guys like it when there's midweek football, non-stop FPL, or do you like it when it's you know, weekend to weekend? I'll be honest, because I'm addicted to FPL, I don't mind the midweek games. Tonight's fixtures aren't great. Tonight we've got Brighton v Forest and then Palace v Wolves. But tomorrow's going to be crazy. We've got 4 games on at the same time. Bournemouth v Southampton, Brentford v Chelsea, Liverpool v West Ham, Newcastle v Everton. So I'm looking forward to that. So let's see. Oh, okay. 56% of you have got 11. 35 have got 10. 6% have got 9. And 4% have got 8. As the old cliche goes, in a blank game week, it's a -2 hit, not a -4. Obviously, that's actually not always the case, because players can get you less than 2 points. But if you're replacing a player who doesn't have a fixture at all, then technically it's a 2-point hit. You know, if I sell Fofana for Dunk, then and Dunk goes on to get 2 points tonight, then that's a 2-point hit. But I still lost 2 points, so I'd be banking on a clean sheet if I was to sell Fofana. And I've decided against it. I think there will be a clean sheet for the 4.5 mil defenders. That goes without saying, but I'm not sure about Brighton tonight. Might see a Forest upset. You heard it here first. And obviously, if this is correct, then you'll be watching this on Twitter later because I've clipped it. Abdullah says Sarr or Ward. I think it has to be Sarr. Yeah, I think I'd go Sarr. Top scoring keeper in the game right now. Mitrovic or Solanke? Mitrovic. Delboy says, hi Oscar, I can play a full 11 without taking a hit, but I'm thinking of taking a -4. Nico Williams to either Trent or Van Dijk. Thoughts? Yeah, I like the Nico to Trent move, I'll be honest. I did look at a few options going for Trent instead. I looked at De Bruyne to Salah. Excuse me, sorry. Maddison to Almiron and who was it? Fofana to Trent. So I looked at the same move, but it's different for me because Fofana blanks. I like the Trent move though. It's just a little bit of doubt whether he starts or not. He's only just come back from injury and he played like 2 minutes off the bench against City. So it's a little bit risky for me. I think it's a really exciting upside pick because Nico may not necessarily even start, which we'll talk about in a second when we do the news roundup. But yeah, it's one of those. Depends on your risk tolerance. I don't think it's a move I would make, but it's got massive upside, I have to say. I think Liverpool are going to be high in confidence after beating City and keeping a clean sheet. Bergia says, your transfers this week. Big fan from Iceland. Shout out to Iceland. I've got some Icelandic friends, actually. They're from Reykjavik. Yeah, shout out to Iceland. My transfers this week are De Bruyne to Salah and Maddison to Trossard, which is a -4, sadly, but I think it's a justified one. You know, there is potential for Trossard to repay that hit and then some, so I'm taking that. I'm not going to take the extra -4 or -8 for a defender in for Fofana. I'm just going to play 10 this week, and I'll take that. I'm more than happy to play 10. Not the end of the world. I'll write this week off. It's not going to be a high-scoring game week, to be honest with you. And I've covered all the key players, really. I mean, Kane and Son might do some damage, but you know, I've got Salah, Zaha, Trossard, Mitrovic, Trippier. If you can cover the key players, and don't worry if you can't field 11. Take out Nico or Soufal. Soufal. Solanke or Tony? I think Tony. I know it's not a great fixture now, but you've got to look longer term as well. Villa, Wolves, Forest. I really like those 3 fixtures after Chelsea. And there is potential for him to get something against Chelsea as well. So I would say Tony. Solanke is actually impressively keeping pace with Tony in recent game weeks, but yeah, Tony's the better footballer. Goes without saying. Right, let's do the news roundup, shall we? Before I forget completely. Starting with Spurs, and Conte said he's got another training session to decide. I think he was talking about the front 3. He was talking about Lucas recovering from injury. And he actually said Perisic can play like a striker. So that could be really exciting if Perisic actually gets slotting in the front three this game week for Perisic owners anyway, because we have massive upside there. Cooper on Aurier says it does tend to pick up some niggles, which is what he has. It's a muscle injury, so we'll see what today and tomorrow bring. So I'm hoping that it's a day too soon for Nico, because otherwise I'm down to 10 men. And I'm hoping that William starts this one. After that, don't care so much. Aurier is welcome to play. Potter on Kepa. Kepa's form is pleasing for everybody, especially him. It's nice to have competition in that area. Yeah, Kepa's been absolutely smashing it. 2 clean sheets in his last 2. 4.4 mil, I think, or maybe he's gone up to 4.5. The fixtures aren't great for Chelsea, but he could be a really good one for once we hit the World Cup and we start tinkering with the unlimited transfers. Eddie Howe commented that Fabian Schär has been nursing a foot injury for a while now, but the Newcastle boss expects him to be fit for the game against Everton. I know a few of you have got Schär, so hopefully that doesn't rule him out. But a player who is ruled out is Jota. Picked up a bad injury in the fixture against City. This one really sucks because he's going to be out for the World Cup as well. And I really do sympathise for him. I was saying on Twitter earlier, it's a footballer's dream to represent your country at the World Cup. And, he's going to miss it. And now it's 4 years before he has that opportunity to do it again. And you never know. He might not even be the same player by then. Or there could be even better players and he doesn't make the squad. So, yeah, I feel for Jota. Alex P says he's taken a -4 already for Trippier. I have a spot for a midfielder. Do I take the risk and another hit to bring in Trossard or leave it? It depends who you're selling. If you're selling someone like Maddison, then I actually think it's okay to take the -8. I wouldn't be at all put off by that. If you watch the experts video I posted earlier today, loads of them are taking -8s. There was even a couple of -12s, so I wouldn't be afraid to take a hit to get Trossard. An extra hit to get Trossard. He's a very high upside pick this week. We'll have a look at the predicted points in a bit, and he does appear well up there on the projections. So, yeah, I think it's justified. I think we're going to see lots of -4s and -8s, even -12s. Chris says, Focal, bruv. I'm fielding barely 10 with Emerson. Out for a -4. I only have 4.4 mil to spend. I swapped Salah for Kane, fielding a decent team. I don't think I'd sell Emerson for a -4. I was saying earlier, in my case, I've got Fofana, who's not going to play at all. I think you only justify a -4 for a defender, in my view, is if it's a high upside defender like Trippier, or maybe someone like Perisic if he does play in the front 3. But I don't think it's worth a -4 for someone like Dunk, to be honest with you, in my opinion. So I would just stick it out with Emerson. He may even start this game. They may play with a back 3. Might be Cresswell left centre back and Emerson left wing back. So he may start. Probably not going to get much at the way to Liverpool, but I don't think I'd take that hit. AFC Flow, thank you for the 8 months. He said he did Maddison and Kane to Salah and Firmino for a -4. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people selling Kane for Salah this week. It is an understandable one, but harsh on Kane because he's not really done anything wrong. He's picked up a return in every game week since game week 2. So it's a bit harsh to sell him for Salah, but I do understand it. I was talking to FPL Raptor earlier, and I believe he's made the same move, Salah to Kane. Firmino's an interesting one. Obviously, they've got Diaz and Jota out, so you'd imagine he's good for minutes more than ever right now. He's doing really well this season, so I like those moves. Hope it comes off for you. And a reminder that at this point in the season, the ranks are still very condensed. This was a graphic I posted this morning. Have a quick check on your phone or on the website how many overall points you're on, and you can see how far in front other ranks are. And it's very condensed. In my case, I'm on 670 points. Is that right? I thought it was more than that. 670 points. So I am bang on 100k. So my actual rank is 102k. So yeah, that's right. So I'm 1 point outside of the top 100k. Or I'm 10 points from 50k. So yeah, the ranks are still condensed. So I think you can take a lot of encouragement from this. Yeah, especially if your season has started slowly. There's still a lot of ground to make up. Will Trossard score? I wish I had a crystal ball to say 100%. I'm betting that he does. That's why I've brought him in for a -4, but there's every chance he doesn't. But yeah, I hope so. Hope he does. What ranks are you guys in the chat? Ahmed's 300k, Will's 2.3k. It's an unbelievable rank. Infinity is on 1 more point than me. Toby's at 458k. Kilman or James Justin? I think James Justin, just about. Abdella's at 8k. Some good ranks in the chat. 13k, 600k, 1k, 1 mil, 9k. Jonty's 9k. Ravzan is 94k. Destruct is 500k. Pepsi was a bad choice, making me very gassy. Apologies if that comes from the mic. Niles 10k. Unbelievable ranks in the chat. Come on, if you're having a bad season, get your rank in the chat as well. Own up to it. John is 612. Are you seriously, John? 466k, 12k, 29k, 2k, 300k, 1.9 mil. Yeah, good mix. But yeah, as we were saying earlier, on top of that subject talking about how condensed the ranks are, there is a lot of opportunity to move up fast this game if you nail your captaincy, because we're at a week where there's no Haaland. He's out of the equation, so we've got a full 11 basically. It's normally a 10-man game when Haaland's playing, unless you're betting against Haaland. So yeah, there's a lot of potential to move up the ranks fast this game week before Haaland is back for that Brighton home fixture, where I imagine we're all going to go back to... Anyone not going to captain Haaland in Gameweek 13? I know that's far away now, but Salah's got Forest away. It's going to be interesting to see what people do if Salah has a really good game against West Ham. Max says, we already had a chat about this on the Discord, but I still can't decide if doing Maddison to Son is worth it. It would let me field 11. I've got 4.5 mil in the bank. I'm trying to remember what the rest of your team was now, Max. Maddison to Son from minus... It was from -4, wasn't it? Or not? I have to look at your team to give proper guidance on that one. I'm trying to remember what the rest of your team was, and whether there was another potential route you could go with your transfers if you didn't do that move now. What was it? Struggling to find it now. What do you guys in the chat think? Is it worth doing Maddison to Son? I actually don't mind that move at all. For a -4, I'm not so sure. Son's actually got a pretty poor record against United. I think United have actually beaten Spurs the last 3 times they met one another. But long term, Tottenham's fixtures are pretty decent. I can't remember if you had Kane either or not. As long as it doesn't block you from someone else that you need. I think you still got Haaland. You weren't selling Haaland. What do you guys think? Maddison to Son? Don't do it? Saba says, where's Neo? If anyone is wondering what that means, Neo was the one who correctly said last stream that he's from the future and Haaland blanks. And he was bang on. I don't know if Neo's back or not for this stream. William says, don't do it. Neo, if you're here, make yourself known. You are the chosen one. We need to know what's going on this game week. Sadzilla says, I've got James Fofana, Martinelli, Maddison, Cancelo, KDB and Haaland. What's the best solution? Free hit or -4 or -8? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So is that assuming that all your other players are playing? I'd be very tempted because you're going to be down to, what, 7 players? You know what? I'd still be tempted to keep the free hit, It's not going to be a good week. You do KDB to Salah. You do... I don't know if you've got Trippier. If you don't have Trippier, you do James to Trippier. And I'm not sure what the third move would be. Maddison to Trossard. That's worth a -8. I think it's worth it just to save the free hit. Because there's going to be some massive double game weeks later in the season. Every team has a postponement. Unless they add an extra game week. Every team's got a postponement. Let me see if I can pull this up. Dates to be confirmed. These are all the postponements already. Look how many postponements there are. And these are all going to move into future game weeks, which will become double game weeks for these teams. The free hit doesn't necessarily have to be used in a blank game week. It can be used in a double. Some of the fixtures here, like we've got Liverpool going to have a double. City are going to have 2. I think Spurs are here as well. So my gut feel says that You're going to lose ground this week by not using the free hit, but I think you're going to make up more ground later on, if that makes sense. So I would do the -8. But yeah, going back to Max's, Maddison to Son. I'd be very tempted, Max. I think I would do it. I just can't remember if it was a -4 or not off the top of my head. Right, let's have a look at the Kings of the Game Week. Get your guesses in the chat who the next King's going to be. It was Mason Mount back in Gameweek 11 with his 15-pointer. Guesses in the chat. Who is the Gameweek 12 King going to be? At least we know for a fact it's not going to be Haaland. No City players, no Arsenal players. Kevijan reckons it'll be Son. Mazar says Sinistera. That'll be some shout if it's Sinistera. Coffee says Trossard, Billing. Good to see a Beatty in the chat. Kane, Solanke, Firmino. Kane, Salah. A lot of Salah guesses. Trossard. Martial. Ward. Dunk, Zaha, Darwin, Aubameyang, Bobby Firmino if he starts, says Lungani. Yeah, I wonder how Liverpool line up with Jota and Diaz out. You know, will it be Nunez down the left, Firmino through the middle, Salah down the right, or does Carvalho get a game perhaps? Hard to say. You know, maybe Robertson starts alongside Carvalho to offer more down that left side. Sadzilla says, thanks, I do have Trippier, other moves make sense. Perfect. Hope that helps, Sadzilla, and hopefully it comes off. Same sort of players that I brought in this week. So, yeah, I hope. Wish you all the best there, you and me both for that one. Sanchez, Solanke, Solly March, Masterclass. Iverson, Dunk. Anyway, good start to the stream. We have 1,456 tuned in, 200 likes. If you guys enjoy the content that I prepare for each stream, please do hit like. It takes 2 seconds and it supports the channel. And of course, subscribe if you're not already and get your questions in the chat for this deadline. It means a lot. We're at 200 likes, so let's get it to 500. I mean, everyone hits like right now. It's going to hit 1,000 plus, but let's get it to 500. See how quickly we can do that. Trent or Trossard? I think Trossard. What do you think about Solanke as captain? Not for me. I don't think Solanke is captain. You know, Bournemouth are worst in the league for expected goals, so I know he's doing well, but I don't think I'd go there for captaincy. All the best, John. Thanks for swinging by. Should I play the wild card or take -20 points? If you're looking at staring down the barrel at a -20, then you activate the wild card. That's what it's for. The wild card is for weeks like this, where your team's in really bad shape. So you use the wild card. It's not worth -20. Not a chance. You've got plenty of time to go watch the experts video from early today, where Dan Cross has his wildcard active and he shared his team. It's a really good draft. Yeah, today's been crazy. It's posted 2 videos today, posted 2 videos yesterday, so that's 4 videos in 2 days. I've literally lost the plot. Like my head is just like FPL right now. I need a little holiday or something. Anyway, Trossard or Zaha? That one's a more difficult one. I think Zaha takes that one because he's got the good long-term fixtures. Whereas Trossard, it's really just this week, and then you probably want to bench him for City. Not ideal either playing against Chelsea. So just one of his next 3 look good. After that, it's not bad. Wolves and then Villa. But yeah, my plan is probably going to be I'll go Trossard straight to Foden or Saka in 13. So it's basically a 1-week punt for me. Not a way I like to play the game, but I think it's probably the optimal way to play this week, so that's what I've done. If I can use the O word, optimal. Dylan says, what's the plan with Fofana? He's just going to have to stink my team up for now. Next game week, Martinelli, Cancelo, Haaland come back into the team, so it would be a back 3. And then I'd probably do Trossard to Foden. So then I've got triple City for the run-in. And it really is a good run-in for City. 3 home games in 4, and then it's the World Cup. Brighton at home, Leicester away, Fulham at home, Brentford at home. So I really like the look of Foden. And I really like the KDB to Salah move this week, because you bring in arguably the best captain option for this week, and you can inadvertently retain the City triple up by going back to Foden in 13, which is what my plan is. Let's do a poll on hits. I'm interested to know how many hits you guys are taking this game week. I'll stick it in the chat in a second. How many hits are you on? So the option 1 is none, -4, -8, -12 or more. Get your votes in. Let's see how many hits you guys are taking, if any. Yeah, if you're on a wild card, just hit 0. -4. Brian's on a -8. Tyler and Clyde are also on a -8. Guest Town wildcarded. Yeah, it's not a bad week to wildcard. I think Gameweek 13's the very last good opportunity to wildcard. You know, people have been talking about wildcarding into 16 because it's like a free hit. You can play the best team in your eyes for 1 week, but I'm not keen on the idea. I think you stand to gain less if you wildcard into 16. Safari says Daka or Solanke for the 3rd striker spot. Solanke for me. Yeah, it's got to be Solanke. Daka's a big minutes risk, so I would say Solanke all day there. So 39% are on no hits. 44% are taking a -4. God, the hits are flying this week. 12% are on a -8 and 4% are on a -12 or more. Is anyone on a -16? Make yourself known in the chat if you're taking a -16 this week or worse. Trossard on Mount. A few questions from Trossard on Mount from Beck and Raphael. So Mount looks better longer term. Can you link your mic? Yeah, my mic is the Shure MV7. Yeah, Mount's a bit better for fixtures. Brentford this week, Man United, and then Brighton. Whereas Trossard's just got Forest at home. So it depends what your plan is with that player. In my case, I'm going to move Trossard straight on, so that's why I went for him over Mount. If I needed someone longer term, then I would say Mount. Looks better for the next 3. So it just depends on what your plan is. Mahir is on a -32, fair play. Max is on a -16. I don't believe you, Mahir. There's no way you're on a -32. True IB is on a -32. -40. I'm losing my voice. Kane or Trossard as captain. So yeah, we're going to look at the predicted points. So this is a good time to do that on the subject of captaincy. These are the projections from FPL Review. And yeah, they've got Salah top of the projections with 7.2. Kane is second with 5.3. Wilson's third with 5. Trossard 4.9. Son 4.9. Zaha, Darwin, Trippier, Mitrovic, Sterling, Solanke and Sanchez. But yeah, going back to that question about Daka or Solanke, Daka's not even here on the projections. Could do well if he starts, don't get me wrong, but he's a big minutes risk, and this isn't the week to bring in someone who may not even start. You tell I'm losing my voice. I've been sick as well the last few days. I haven't mentioned it in videos, but on top of doing 5 videos in 3 days, I've not been well. Oh. Ran out of cough sweets as well. It's not good. Beckett says, thanks man, great content. Appreciate that, thank you. -72 hit. There's no way. I don't believe you. Prove it. Tag me in a photo of you taking a -72 hit. As always, guys, also tag me in a photo on Twitter of wherever you're tuned in from around the world. I love to see the photos of you guys watching it on your monitors, on your TV, wherever you are, in the car, at the cinema, or at work. I can't really said they were all tuning in from work earlier. Was it Austin or coffee? Where is everyone tuned in from right now? Are you guys at work? Are you at home? You in the car? In fact, if you're in the car, don't answer that. I don't want to cause a car crash on a deadline stream. I'm asking everyone except those in the car where you're tuned in from. J&H is at the airport. Where are you flying to, J&H? Ivan's on the toilet at home. Messiah's also on the toilet. Ima's in bed ill. Hope you feel better soon. Sneeber's in a uni lecture. Don't know about that one. Disrupting the education system with deadline streams. Motorbike. Get off your phone if you're on a motorbike. In the shower. Got a waterproof phone. Netherlands. I bet he's on a date. He's at a date. I bet he's at his date like this. He's typing questions on his phone. Should I take out Madison for a -4? Sorry, I'll get you in a second, love. Madison for a -4, focal. What did you say? Anyway. Quite a few people watching from uni lectures. Keshev is out clubbing. Did you see that photo I posted yesterday? I don't know if I can find it now. Oh, yeah. Someone at... What was it? Man United v Newcastle. Let me find it. Here it is. Don't know if you can read it on his phone. It says, I want you now, but FPL comes first, I think. Swimming on a plane. Pilot of a plane. That's worrying. Right, let's have a look at the scout selection. I'll read it out loud for the audio listeners or for those on their motorbike or in the shower or in their car or the pilot. They've got Guaita in goal. Back three is Trippier, Dunk and Castagna. Salah captain, Mount, Zaha, Barnes and Trossard, midfield 5. And the front two is Kane and Mitrovic. What do we think of the team this week, guys? It's a good looking team. I like the Castagna pick. I think he's flying under the radar. We've seen what he's capable of and he's playing really, really advanced for Leicester. So I think he's a great shout. I think he's only about 4.5, 4.6. So I like the Castagna pick. Yeah, good pick in my opinion. I think Leicester are going to cause a lot of trouble there. And they are missing Maddison, which is a huge miss. But I like the Castagna pick. 7 out of 10 Luna is giving it. Yeah, Emil says underestimating Leeds heavily. I do agree with that. I think Leeds will cause them trouble. But Castagna, he's playing so advanced right now. He's playing like a right winger. So, yeah, I think he's going to cause Leeds lots of problems. 6 out of 10. I'm going to give it a... Yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 as well. I made a free hit video actually earlier. It was yesterday, wasn't it? God, the videos are so condensed. It's literally yesterday. Yesterday was like 4 videos ago. I made a free hit video and yeah, it had quite a lot of players different to this. It was a 3-4-3. I had Kane, Mitrovic and Wilson up top. I like the look of Wilson. And obviously he was on those projections as we saw earlier. We'll have a look at goal scorer odds in a bit as well. 4.5 out of 10. Start Raya or Ward. I think I would give Ward the nod. Not sure if either keep a clean sheet this week, to be honest with you, but I think it'd be Ward. Milano says, hi Oscar, my first live stream. Welcome to your first live stream, Milano. Appreciate you tuning in. Are you guys regulars to these streams, or is anyone else here for the first time? 4 out of 11. Are we still talking about the team or me now? Team's looking good, Focal. Thank you, Ryan. I mean, it's okay. I've got 10 playing. I haven't even got a full 11, and I'm hoping that Nico starts tonight, or I'm down to 9. But yeah, it's just a consequence of the injuries to Fofana, James, having to get rid of Maddison. Aish says it's his first time. Welcome, Aish, to your first ever stream. Welcome, David, as well for the first time. For the first time. First timer from Singapore. Sean says he couldn't go a week without a focal deadline stream, to be honest. Appreciate that. Thank you. Well, we almost hit it. We're at 454 likes. If you guys are enjoying the stream so far, drop it a like. I do appreciate all your support. and subscribe to the channel. Did we hit 124k? On my screen we're at 123k. I think we were really close. Did we hit it? Friendly Bane says -4, Salah and Trossard in, 10 players. Another -4 for Dunk. Same moves as me, Bane. I brought in Salah and Trossard for a -4, and I did consider Dunk for a -4, and I've decided against it. I'm just not a fan of taking -4s for defenders without that much attacking threat. I'll say that now, Dunk will probably like bury a header or something, but I would take a -4 for someone like Trippier, but not for someone like Dunk, basically. So that's where I'm at with the Dunk situation, or the defender situation. Andreas says, bench Nico or Anthony Robinson. Nico. Yeah, I think it has to be Nico. I would be very, very surprised if Forest keep a clean sheet away to Brighton. Perhaps Fulham could against Villa. Fulham have been struggling for goals. Shut up for once? What do you mean shut up for once? It's my stream. I've got to keep talking. You guys want to sit here for the next 45 minutes with just dead air? We can if you want. We can play charades. -4 for Trent. Yeah, Trent's I'm just not sure if he starts or not. If he starts, then I think he's an excellent pick. Really, really good. Love his next 3 fixtures. He has just come back from injury. I know you're joking. I'm just joking. I know he's just come back from injury. You know, he played like 2 minutes off the bench against City. So can we trust him to start this one, or could it be Gomez or Milner and right back? Hard to say. I think he's a really good pick. It's just, if you're going to make that move, accept that there is a risk he doesn't even start, and you could be even worse off. But yeah, it's a really high upside pick. So if you like a gamble, then I would say definitely go for Trent. I did look at it myself. The alternative moves were De Bruyne to Salah. That was always going to be the move. But it was Maddison down to Almiron and Fofana to Trent. So it was Trent and Almiron, or Trossard, and then just don't take a hit. And I decided to take one less hit and not bring in Trent, basically. Something we haven't actually looked at this season at all, really, is the Premier League Players FPL Mini League, which is from fplbot.app. And it's actually Adam Forshaw who's top. He's 288k overall. Where would you guys be ranked in this Premier League Players Mini League? I would be first, I'm just saying. Adam Forshaw is first. He's 280k, 88k. He activated his wildcard last week. James Justin's actually a really solid FPL manager. Don't know if I can pull his team up here or not, just to show his rank history. He's actually the best out of all the Premier League players that play FPL. 52k last season. He came top 10k the season before, 42k the season before that. I wonder if he watches my stuff, or maybe he's tuned in right now, discreetly, into this deadline stream. If you're tuned in, Justin, drop me a DM on Twitter or Instagram. Let's do a video. Yeah, the Leicester, I don't know what it is at Leicester, but the Leicester boys are really good at FPL, actually. Chowdhury's second, Maddison's fourth. He's 1.3 mil. El Nenny's transfer last week, he brought in Greenwood from Leeds. I think he sold Mitrovic. So he got rid of Mitrovic, he scored for Greenwood from Leeds, who's like 4.4 mil or something. Anyway. So yeah, we'll check that a couple of times this season just to see how they're getting on. Good at FPL, not so good at defending. Justin, if you are tuning into this stream, don't listen to them. Oh, people call me daddy again. Jazz says, thoughts on Darwin and Trossard for Martial and Maddison. I can transfer in Saka next game for Trossard and then Foden for Bowen. Is Martial a doubt? What's Martial's situation? Is he out? If he's out for the game, I like those moves. Lower back injury. It's too early to say something about that. We have to wait. We have to see how it progresses in the coming hours. Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, it depends what strikers you've got. I prefer someone like Mitrovic or Tony or Solanke, I think, over Darwin. I think, just about. But I think it's actually a very reasonable punt considering Liverpool's next 3 games. You know, my plan is definitely to keep hold of Salah, unless he gets injured or something, for these next 3. 2 home games, and then Forest away sandwiched between. I like those moves. Yeah, I wouldn't want to recommend against that. Good moves. Especially Trossard. I think he's the logical Maddison replacement this week. Delia says, is there someone who's not captaining Salah? Yeah, let's do a captain poll and see what the answer to that is. I believe there is lots of managers not going Salah captain. Who's your captain for Gameweek 12? So who are the options? Obviously Salah, and then we'll go Kane. Who am I forgetting? Who are the options? Trossard? And other. Message in chat. There we go. Mount. Yeah, a few people going Mount, Trossard, Firmino, Solanke, Mitrovic. Poll is up. Get your votes in. Who are you going, Delia? Are you on Salah? What's this notification? FPL General. Oh, I've just clicked off it. I didn't see what that was from the General himself. He mentioned me in his story. No, in his post. Thank you, General. Thank you, Mark. Salah captain. Yeah, fair enough. FPL Zin says, late to the party, mounted for Maddison on a free transfer, or wait till next game week and field 10 players. Trossard's not an option, got Welbeck. I like the Mount pick, yeah. I think that's worth using a free transfer, because with Maddison, it's Wolves, and then after that, the fixture's not good. It's Man City. Wolves away, it's not a great fixture, to be fair. You know, they're a team that really needs to dig themselves out of the hole they're in and get a good result. So I think that's not going to be an easy game for Leicester either. So I think I would make the move. I would go Maddison to Mount with the free transfer, because you can't get Trossard. That's worth it, in my opinion. JM says, hi Bud, should I take a -4 and transfer out Bella Kotchap, swap him for a budget player for now? Any recommendations? I don't think so, to be honest with you. We were talking about this earlier, because I've got Fofana, and I'm in the same situation. Is it worth me selling Fofana for someone like Dunk or Guehi or, you know, Kilman, that type of player? Don't get me wrong, I think one of the 4.5s is certainly going to keep a clean sheet. I'm just not sure which, and I'm a pretty risk-averse manager, so I don't think it's worth the -4 personally. Maybe that's because I've just not had much success with hits in the past, but I don't think it's worth the -4 to bring in a low-ceiling budget defender. As I was saying earlier, if it's for someone like Trippier, then absolutely, or maybe Alexander-Arnold, but I don't think it's worth selling Bella Kotchap for a -4. I hope that helps, and that's just my personal view, and that's why you see Fofana here and not a budget defender. Novus says, Martinelli and Haaland to Sal and Toli with 2 free transfers. Plan is to get back both Haaland and Martinelli, getting rid of Salah and Johnson in Game Week 13. I think that's messy. What do you guys in chat think about selling Haaland and then to get him straight back in? I'm not keen on that at all. Plan is to get back Haaland and Martinelli, getting rid of Salah and Johnson. I don't like it at all, to be honest with you, because you're selling Salah before he plays Forest away as well. That's got so much potential to backfire. I don't think I would do that. Yeah, and also, when you sell players like Martinelli and Haaland, you lose so much money that you've got tied up in these guys. I don't know if I can show you this now or not. Let me just set this up. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but if you go on the transfers page, you might not have noticed this, but just above there, you've got pitch view. Can you see my mouse? No. Why is my mouse not showing? You've got pitch view and list. Can you see it there when I click list? Oh, there's my mouse. Hello. And you've got CP, which is the current price. You've got SP, which is a selling price. And you've got PP, which why am I laughing at that? Which is the purchase price. So, where's Martinelli? So, I had him in Gameweek 1 for 6 mil. And his current price is 6.7. So I can sell him for 6.3. But if I want to buy him back in Gameweek 13, then I'm going to need to find an extra 0.4 mil. And it's going to be the same for Haaland. I got him for 11.5. He's 12.2. So I'll sell him for 11.8. And then I'm going to need to find, again, an extra 0.4. So you're going to lose 0.7 mil just to make that hokey-cokey transfer. Locooni, thank you for becoming an FPL Focal member as well. Appreciate that. Thank you to all the members that have joined during the stream. Appreciate you all and everyone tuned in. We've got 2K watching right now. How long have we got? Half an hour or so till the deadline. Keep your questions coming in. What was the question? The captain poll. Salah's on 64%, Kane 12%, Trossard 13%, and other 10%. Wow, so everyone's hopped on Salah. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people relative to his ownership right now. Because his ownership is, what, 36.9%. But 64% of chat alone are captaining him. Will you hit for Fofana? No, I won't. Trippier captain? I don't mind that at all. I think I prefer someone like Salah or Trossard myself. But yeah, I don't hate the Trippier pick. Everton have struggled for goals. Good fixture for Newcastle playing at home. Jordan's gone Tony captain. Chinamiki's gone Trippier captain. -8 worth it. Team in a state. If a team's in a state, then yeah, I think you can justify it. Depends who you're selling. Let me stop that poll. Thank you everyone for voting on the poll. Right, I think I'm caught up on chat more or less. Son captain. Should I bench Pope or Ward? I would bench Ward. I'll pull up the clean sheet odds. Feel free to grab a screenshot or pause the stream or whatever if you need a moment to look at this. This is always a useful one when you've got things like picking which keeper to start, or maybe you've got two defenders that are 50-50. That's when the clean sheet odds come in handy. For example, there's been a few times in recent game weeks where Leicester have had better odds than Newcastle, and Leicester have kept a clean sheet. I think in one of those games, in fact it was last game week, Newcastle also kept a clean sheet, perhaps a bit fortunately, but you can see where it's got its use. So yeah, that's why the clean sheet odds are always handy, and I always include them in the preview video, which hopefully you guys saw earlier today. Did you guys catch all 5 videos I posted for this game week? If Guinness Book of Records did records for FPL, then surely my 5 videos in 3 days has got to be in there. Ward or Raya? Refer back to the clean sheet odds. I think Ward had the better odds this week, so I would go with Ward. Not an easy game for Brighton, for Brentford against Chelsea. Ahmed says Mason, Mount or Sterling. I think Mount myself. I think Mount. He's playing in a new role, looking much better, looking back to his best under Potter. So I think he's a great pick. I said this a few weeks ago when I was on FPL Juice. We're going to raid them after this stream actually, but on there they were talking about Mount, and I said at the time. They've got like this rating system which goes all the way up to hot, and I rated him hot. I said I think he's going to really start delivering in this new role under Potter, and since then he's been smashing it. So I think Mount. Is your team locked in? Yeah, that's me locked in. I did schedule a tweet actually to post my team while we've been live, so hopefully that went out. It didn't. Oh no, I think I scheduled it for 5:30, so I guess it goes out any minute now, if I did it correctly. Hit for Webster or start Emerson? I'm personally against the hit for a player like Webster, so I wouldn't do it. Right, let's have a look at the most transferred players. Can you guys guess who the most transferred in player is heading into Game Week 12? No cheating. Looking for the most transferred in player. Soldier Boy says every time I Oh no, never mind. I can't believe I was about to read that. Salah, you'll reckon it's Salah? You are dead right. 759,000 managers have brought in Salah heading into this game week. It's actually Mount in second, Trossard's third, Firmino, Mitrovic, Tony, Trippier, Kane, Zaha, Almiron. I don't know what Foden and Saka are doing here. The only reason you could possibly get them now is if you're on a wild card and you plan to bench them just for this week. Otherwise, I don't know what they're doing here. So, can you guys guess who the most sold is? Guesses in the chat. Who's the most sold player? Who's everyone getting rid of? I actually can't even remember who it is myself. The Glover says, are you playing the free hit now? No, I'm not. Not playing the free hit. Saving it. Saving it for a rainy or a rainier day. It's definitely a rainy day, but there's going to be rainier days. These are live numbers. The most transferred out player is Reece James. Over 1 million managers have sold Reece, which is fair. He's out potentially for the World Cup. He tweeted that he hopes he'll make it, but he's in a race against time. Maddison is second, not far behind. Just over 900,000 have sold him. Jesus is up there. De Bruyne, Haaland. 400,000 have sold Haaland. What do you guys think about that? Seems a risky one, right? Unless you have a plan to get him straight back, maybe if you wildcard. But we were talking about team value earlier and the risks, and it's not a risk, it's just the fact that you lose a lot of team value. You know, it would cost me 0.4 mil to sell Haaland now and buy him back. So I don't think it's worth it. Anyway, thanks for getting your guesses in. So yeah, this is how I'm lined up. My moves are De Bruyne to Salah and Maddison to Trossard. It's a -4, my first hit of the season, regrettably, but it is what it is. Felt it was justified. I think there's enough upside in Trossard to justify it. I don't think there's enough upside to justify Fofana to a cheap defender. Todd says Firmino or Wilson or Darwin and Mitrovic on a free hit only had 6. So my free hit draft had Wilson and Mitro alongside Kane. So Wilson and Mitro, in my opinion. Just not sure about Liverpool and how they line up. Probably Firmino, Darwin and Salah all start, but you never know. I'll just bring up the predicted points again. It's been a while since we looked at them on the stream. For anyone looking for inspiration for captaincy or transfers or whatnot. And you can see Wilson is on 5. Darwin's on 4.7. Mitro's only 0.1 behind. Not much in it. Flynn Marston says Kane to Tony or Solanke doing Maddison to Zaha. I prefer Tony myself. Not a great fixture this week, but I prefer Tony. It does depend on what you can do with that extra cash though. Because obviously Solanke's what 1.1 mil or thereabouts cheaper. So it does depend if there is something big that you can do with that extra cash. In isolation then Tony. He's a better footballer. 10 returns in 10 games I believe. 8 goals, 2 assists. 3 goals in his last 2. So I would say Tony. But yeah, it's always down to player combinations and what you can do with the extra cash. I like the Maddison to Zaha move. Looks great. Cancelo to Trent from -4. No, not for me. You're going to get to Gameweek 13. You're going to be like, oh, I wish I had Cancelo now. He's got 3 home games and 4. No, I don't think it's worth it. Don't get me wrong, Trent could haul, but you're betting on that. And it's also not guaranteed that Trent starts. Probably does, but you never know. He's only just back from injury. Seems like a big bet with a lot of risk to go wrong, right? Right, we've got half an hour till the deadline. Let me just double check that my team did indeed tweet. I scheduled it to tweet while I've been live. Doesn't look like it did actually. Did I schedule it for tomorrow? The amount of times I've done this, I'll schedule a tweet and it's like scheduled for tomorrow or like 2023. Where are we? What day is it? Tuesday. When did I schedule it for? 6:06 PM. That's after the deadline, isn't it? Let me just change it now. People will get arsey if I share my team after the deadline, even though I'm literally live right now with my team on screen. 5:33 PM. Done. Save. Sorry guys, 2 secs. 5:30. I thought the deadline was 6:30, so I scheduled it to go out at 6, but it looked like I'm intentionally posting it after the deadline. I don't care if people copy me, you can do what you guys want. I don't personally see the fun in copying and all that, but my team is always here for you guys to see. In fact, if any of you copied me last season, you would have been #1 in the world, so your loss. Pingu says, I've got Trippier, Soufal, Dyer and Nico in defence. I'm thinking of doing a -8 by transferring Soufal out for Castagna. What do you think? 5.8 mil in the bank. Yeah, I mean, this has been a recurring theme on this stream, and I'm not personally a fan of taking a -4 for a low ceiling. I guess he's not low ceiling, but I do think that Leicester concede. I think Leeds are going to cause them a lot of trouble. I think they concede, so you're betting on an attacking return from Castagna, right? And what are the odds of that happening? It's kind of a numbers game. I would say the odds of Castagna getting an attacking return are realistically quite low. So you're betting 4 points on something with a low probability outcome. In a nutshell, right? So for me, it's a no. Sounds like Dragon's Den. I'm just thinking, I mean, I've got Fofana and I could make the same move, and I'm not. I've even got 2.2 mil in the bank. Is that right? Why have I got? Oh yeah, okay, probably is right. So who could I get for that? 6.6 mil. So I could even get someone like Van Dijk, I think, but no, not for me. Ross Wheeler says, I've got Guaita, Ward, Trippier, Estepinian, Perisic, Nico Williams, James Andreas, Barnes, Zaha, KDB, 2 free transfers, 0.1 mil. Please help with what I need to do. Should be happy to -4 as well. 4.5k or 4.5 mil. So I went KDB to Salah, so I think that's a move I would make. 0.1 mil on the bank. So how much are you short by? Don't know how much KDB is now. He's like 12.4 maybe. Salah's 12.7. So you need to find about 0.3 mil. Who could you sell? Sell James. So you do James to Trippier, De Bruyne to Salah. That's what you do. Can't think of a better combination of moves to make. So yeah, I would do that, Ross. I think you can fill 10 or 11, so I think you're fine. Estepinian might not start, but I think you just have to start him and hope for the best at this point. I wouldn't take him out for a -4. Right, did that tweet or not? If you guys aren't following me, I'm at fplfocal on Twitter. So it was Maddison to Trossard, De Bruyne to Salah from -4. First hit the season hesitantly, decided against the defender hit, which is what I've been saying on the stream. Back in Forest to score tonight, happy enough to play 10 and write the game week off. Perfect. Yeah, if you guys aren't following me, at fplfocal. Thank you, Alex, for the super chat as well. He says, hey Wango, big time Oscar. The biggest timer since JJ Okocha, Wango. Thank you for that, Alex Schubert. Appreciate that super chat very much. Drogba in, Kane out. What are your plans with Zaha? I'm keeping Zaha. At this point, he's just got to be a keep. You know, the fixtures are good enough that I'd be amazed if he doesn't pick up a few attacking returns over the next 5. You know, it's decent fixtures. Last season, he scored against Wolves home and away, by the way. Who he plays this game week. Plays tonight. So, yeah, I'm keeping him. Happy with that. Barrett, thank you also for the super chat. He says, would you do James to Trent or Archer to Mitrovic from -4? I already brought in Salah and Trossard for KDB and Maddison and only have 8 starters. I would do Archer to Mitrovic. Yeah, I mean, Trent, I think Trent's, it's really difficult. It's just whether Trent starts or not. He's just back from injury, played 2 minutes against City. Do they play Gomez and right back or Milner and right back again? You know, they just got an incredible result with Milner and right back. So Klopp knows he can play him there and can make it work. So does Trent start? If Trent starts, then he's the better pick over Mitrovic. Mitrovic is the safer, more sensible pick. I would do the -4 with 8 starters. So I would do Archer to Mitrovic. You could even do both from -12, but that's really that's really a bold one. So I think I would do that if I was picking one. Jeanette CW says Santa Salah worth it or save the free transfer. Oh, that's a good question. Not seen that question this game. What do you guys think? Santa Salah or save a free transfer? I would be very tempted. Son's not got a great record against Man United. The last 3 times they've met, Man United have won. I think I would probably do Santa Salah, and I'd captain Salah. Sabah says Raptor. Is Ross here? I missed that. Oh, there he is. I thought you were at work, Ross. How we doing? Raptor says Salah's about to show why he's the FPL GOAT. I hope so. It'd be great to have the FPL King, the OG FPL King, back. Because right now, he's been dethroned by Haaland, let's be honest. But we miss the OG FPL King, which certainly is Salah. I mean, look at his last 5 seasons. 303, 259, 233, 231, 265. Ridiculous output. He has slowed down this season, but it would be great if he was back into form. Not just because I own him, but also it makes captaincy very interesting for the next 3. Well, obviously this week it's Salah, but Forest away, Leeds at home. It's going to be very interesting to see what people do if Salah does very well this game week. FPL Nim in the chat, how we doing? She says, we miss Salah. We do. It's good to have him back. Feels good. By the way, what's his name now? I've forgotten his bloody name. The guy who never owns Salah. I can't have just forgotten his name while I was talking about him. What's the guy who... he's going to kill me for forgetting his name now. The guy who triple captained De Bruyne and never owned Salah. Anyway, he's finally brought in Salah. He said after 6 months of not owning him. Which I think is monumental, right? Andy Martin. I love that everyone knows who I'm talking about. I was thinking Andy, but then I was like, can't be Andy, because that's Let's Talk FPL. And then there's Andy Mode from Scout. Yeah, Andy Martin. Yeah, I sent him a reply to his tweet where he said he's getting Salah in because he's been infamously anti-Salah, and he has brought in Salah this game week, so big one. Anyway, how long we got? 20 minutes till the deadline. Keep your questions coming in. Appreciate you all tuning in so far. If you did enjoy the stream so far, do hit like. Do you reckon we can hit 1k likes? What are we saying? We've got some powerful figures in the FPL community in the chat. Raptor, Nim, tell them to like the stream. Come on. Let's get it to 1k. Appreciate all your support. FPL Junkie says, best Maddison replacement, Trossard, Rashford. If I choose Rashford, he is in for long term, and if I choose Trossard, then he makes way for Foden in Gameweek 13. I still think it's Trossard, even though he's potentially 1 week. That's my plan. I'm bringing in Trossard this week. That's done, and then in Gameweek 13, I'll probably move Trossard straight on for Foden. So I'll go back into the Man City triple up for the final 4 games before the World Cup, which is Brighton at home, Leicester away, Fulham at home, and Brentford at home. You know, Foden's just playing incredible right now. That's the wrong tab. It's that one. Apologies. I just wanted to get up the transfers to show Foden and the season he's having. 6 goals and 4 assists. And if we look at his output in previous seasons, 9 goals last season, 9 the season before that. So he's well on course to blow his best season out of the park. So 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 attacking returns in 10 games. I think it's an absolute no-brainer to bring in from Gameweek 13. So to answer your question, Junkie, I would say Trossard. And not Rashford. Thank you for the super chat. CFJW says best Fofana replacement. I'm personally just keeping hold of him, and I'm just going to play 10. Oops, there we go. But if you wanted to sell him, then if you haven't got someone like Trippier, then he's the obvious replacement. Outside of that, I would say Guehi from Palace, Anderson, Dunk, all very good picks. If it's a free transfer, then I would go for one of those. I can't think of who else. Is there anyone else I'm forgetting? Saba says, Focal, my girlfriend says you're cute. Should I be scared? I wouldn't worry about it. Raptor says, like this stream now, and you will get a green arrow. Do it now. You heard it here from top of the Content Creators Mini League, FPL Raptor himself. to like the stream, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Ross. Ward or Pope? Pope. Pope, easy one that. Pope. How to gain rank? That's a complicated one to answer. It's a case of continuously replacing the deadwood in your team, making upgrades wherever possible, picking the right captains, getting your chip strategy right, playing the fixtures and the form. It's a delicate balance doing well in FPL. At times anyway. Sometimes it's just a lot of luck. Guehi or Castagna? I think you go Castagna between those two for the attacking threat he offers. Red Dead says, is this your final team? Yeah, this is my final team. So I've done De Bruyne to Salah, Salah captain, and Maddison to Trossard. Fofana or Webster? Fofana's not going to play. Webster's a good shout for replacement. I like the Webster pick. Firmino or Darwin? If I had to pick one, I'd say Firmino. Darwin wasn't great last game. He had a massive chance to play Salah through, and his head was shut down. He wasn't looking up where he was going, and yeah, it was a big chance for Liverpool that he completely overlooked. So I'd say Firmino. He's playing better as well. You're fielding 10. Yeah, I'm fielding 10 this week. Sabo wants another Raptor and Focal collab. Yeah, hopefully me and Ross can do another one. That stream was so much fun, even though it completely fell apart at the end. For those that didn't tune in, at the end of the stream, for some reason, my webcam stopped working. And because Ross was a guest on the stream, we had his team on screen. So it was just Ross on webcam. It looked like it was Ross's stream, not mine. Oh, I've lost my voice. As I was saying earlier, I've not been well the last few days. And I've somehow pumped out 5 videos in 3 days. I've completely lost my mind. My brain's gone to mush. As soon as we hit that deadline, my feet are going up. Tell you what, 15 minutes till the deadline. Keep your questions coming in. Is it okay to free hit now? It depends how many people you can play this game week. If you've got 8 or 9, then you definitely save it. If you're down to like 6, 7 players, then yeah, I'd use it. I think 8, if I had 8 players, I would probably still save it. I think 7 is when I would be like, yeah, I've got to use it. And also what's important when we're talking about how many you're fielding is which players you've actually got. Because if you've got the key players covered, like Salah, Trossard, Trippier, Zaha, if you're covering these key players, then I wouldn't worry about it at all, even if you've got 7 or 8. Because those are the biggest threats to your rank, you know? These peripheral players with lower ownership are much less of a threat to your rank. FPL Father Tez says, should I do Maddison to Trossard or Patterson to Guehi? If I don't take up Patterson, I'll have to play Webster or Nico in Gameweek 13. I think I'd still go Trossard. Tricky one. I think I'd still go Trossard. Chase the upside, right? I think whenever possible, it's worth chasing the upside. With Guehi, you're chasing a 6-pointer, really. A clean sheet. That's about all you can hope for. With Trossard, you never know what he could get you tonight. So I would say Trossard. And if worst comes to worst, you could work out some kind of -4 in Game Week 13. This is bad. I'm really starting to lose my voice. Jack in the chat says, hi Oscar. Hi Jackie. Why do you have Dyer? Dyer was my James replacement because Reece James got injured. And I brought him in last week. To be fair, he got me 6 points. He's been doing pretty well. 45 points this season. Not a great fixture this week. But the other issue I had was I needed a defender who I could play in Game Week 13. Because Fofana's a no-go. Nico's a no-go. And if I'd got Dunk, who I was looking at, then he has City. So I went for Dyer. And he's done well so far. 6 points. Welcome back is music to my ears. That's the catchphrase. I need to copyright that. Welcome back for another video. Where's Teddy? Don't know. Teddy? Teddy? I think he's under my duvets. I think he's asleep. He's a bit shy on the streams recently. I've not seen him on a stream for months. To be fair, there's a huge green screen behind me, and I think he's like, what the fuck's going on? What is that? It's massive. It's like around the back of my chair. It goes all the way over my head. Mitro, Trossard or Kane for captain. Referring back to the predicted points, I would say Kane. He's the highest among those for projections. Don't expose your team till the deadline. It's too late. My team's exposed. It's out there. It's done. I've tweeted it already. It's on Instagram. Copyright that. I will. I need to copyright welcome back for another video. Maybe welcome back for another stream as well. FPL Raptor says you need to get an Elgato green screen. 100% worth the money. I need to look at what that is. Elgato green screen. Oh, okay. Yeah, mine's just like one I stick on my chair. To be fair, I don't think you guys mind too much. Actually, the quality's not good, is it? Can I fix that? I was going to say you guys probably don't mind too much about the quality, but you can actually see my shadow. If I just go like that. How's that? Is that good? Alright. Captain Trossard. Yeah, I think Trossard's definitely an option for captaincy. Sorry, I can't think seriously when it's like that. There we go. Yeah, I think Trossard's not a bad shout for captaincy at all. I've got Salah, so for me it's Salah all day, but I don't mind the Trossard pick. Luke Smith says, went KDB, Maddison and Saka to Mount, Salah and Trossard. Mount Salah. Yeah, good moves. I like that a lot. And you've done well to catch all of Saka's returns, because I sold him too soon. That was really my first bad move of the season, was selling Saka for Zaha too early. I sold him here, so Zaha's got me 1 assist over that time, and I think Saka's got like 3 goals, so it's not great. It's not looking good, Brev. Captain Trippier. I like the captain. I like Trippier for captaincy, definitely. Alvin Blocks in the chat. Son to Salah from -4. I don't know about from -4. What do you guys think? Son to Salah from -4. I don't think I'd do it from -4. I can understand it. A lot of people are going Kane to Salah from -4, so maybe you can justify it. Ross, you're still in the chat. Help us out here. I think Ross has gone to Salah. I'm not sure if it's from -4. I can understand the temptation though, because he is, in my opinion, the best option for captaincy this week. I'd probably do it. I'd probably do it if I had Son. Like I said earlier, he doesn't have a good record against Man United. And yeah, the last 3 times they've met one another, Man United have won, I believe. So I'd be very tempted. Loads of people with the check mark in the chat. We Talk Football says Mount. By the way, I'm not just picking up people with the check mark. Mount for a -4 hit or field 10 players. It depends who you're selling. If you're selling Maddison, then I think that's a fair -4 to take. Yeah, I'm selling. I sold Maddison for a -4 myself. Iwobi, not keen on Iwobi. Not keen on Iwobi. Not sure about that one. Almiron captain shout. I don't think I captain Almiron. There's got to be better options than Almiron. Kukurea to Robertson. Yeah, I like Robertson and Trent. Seems a little bit risky, you know, because they're both just back from injury. So, are they both going to start? I imagine at one point in the next 2 games, probably one of them gets rotated. Maybe both. Maybe not this week. Maybe Forest away. My voice is in bits. Toby Tilly says, didn't think I'd hear Focal saying it's not looking good, bruv, today. Like I said earlier, my brain is absolutely fried. I've made 5 videos in the last 3 days, or 4 videos in the last 24 hours. I've lost the plot. When I close my eyes, I just see FPL, -4s, blank game weeks, Salah hauling. When Oscar speaks, I turn the volume on my speaker up and enjoy the bass. Ross says, I really don't like captaining players that aren't on penalties. I feel safe captaining penalty taker because they can always get lucky with a pen. That's a very good point. Yeah, good point. And that's something that both Salah and Haaland give you, whereas a player like Son doesn't. So yeah, you could even make the case for someone like Mitrovic, maybe even Zaha for captaincy. I'm not sure who takes Brighton's pens. It's McAllister, isn't it? increase your volume a little bit. Is my volume low? Seems alright on the mixer. Am I quiet to you guys in chat? Looks alright on the mixer, to be fair. Right, we've got about 10 minutes to go. We've got over 2,000 tuned in. We're about 60 off 1k likes. So let's hit that. Let's hit that deadline before the deadline. Does that even make sense? Soldier Boy says, Raptor, say hi to Nana for me. How long does it take to make a video? Normally about 3 hours. It depends. The experts takes the longest. That one takes a long time because I don't know if I can show it on screen or not. I get literally so many responses from all the experts, and it takes a very, very long time to sort through them all and collate all the data. I think I could show you guys. You want to see behind the scenes? This is what I get up to when I'm making videos. These are all the answers from the experts, and you can see there's literally so many here. And then you see there's different columns, like who's your captain, how many transfers. Apologies, by the way, if you don't care about any of this. How many hits are you taking? So I pull through all this data, and then this is what it looks like. And then I've got sections here on my sheet, breaking it down, like how many transfers you're making, the captains, transfers in. It's an absolute mess, but it works in my head. What's that mean from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? That's literally me making a video. This isn't even when I'm trying to make a video. Not even just the experts video. A lot of my videos I'm like this when I'm putting it together, but the outcome's beautiful and that's what matters. You guys don't have to worry about the madness behind the scenes, but yeah, this is pretty much me when I'm making my videos. Anyway, we've got 5 or so minutes till the deadline, so keep your questions coming in. Ward or Pope to start? Pope. FH says, we appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. Soldier Boy says, I don't know how you don't lose your voice. I nearly have. It's really close to going. Ollie, thank you for the £2 super chat as well. Sorry, I almost missed that. No message with that one, but thank you for that. And also Massam, he says, safe to say it's not looking good, Brev. It's not looking good. Yeah, I'm down to 10 men. I've taken a -4. I don't know if he's tuned in, but my mate I know in real life called Rory, he messaged me and he was like, oh, Man City and Arsenal are not playing this week. I was like, yeah, they're not. And in my head I was like, oh, he's down bad. But his team's better than mine. He's got a full 11. He's got 2 transfers. It's not looking good, Brev. Will Gross start? Yeah, this is an interesting one. I missed that from News Roundup. De Zerbi said that Lallana will start tonight. Question is who in place of? Could be Gross, could be Estepinian, could be McAllister. I doubt it would be Trossard. He's kind of their best attacking outlet. So, yeah. Hard to say for sure whether Gross starts or not. Maybe not. But it's difficult to say. What might happen, in my opinion, is Estepinian gets a rest. Trossard plays left wing back. Lallana comes in. But I don't know enough about Brighton to say 100%. Let's see. The lineups will be out not long after the stream finishes. Kane or Trossard captain? I think I'd go Kane between those two. What you want from a captain is consistent returns. And he hasn't blanked since Gameweek 2, so what more can you ask for? I know Trossard's got a good fixture, but I think Kane. Thanks for the super chat, Mark. He says, worried as I don't own Salah, but hopefully a strong 11 with no hits. It's just as valuable. Good luck this week. It absolutely is. I was talking to a few of the members on Discord earlier, and 1 or 2 don't have Salah, but they've got a full 11. They've got the key players covered elsewhere, like Kane, Zaha, Trossard, Trippier. If you've got a full 11 and these key players covered, then you're absolutely fine. Russell says, Sinistera from Madison, Saka Foden from -4 next game week, or save and play 9 and do Saka to Foden for free next week. I don't know if I'd get Sinistera myself. Have you already got Trossard, Russell? I say that now, Sinistera is going to smash it, but I don't think I would do that. I don't think I'd go Madison to Sinistera and then -4 him back out. Doesn't seem worth it to me. It seems too messy, in my opinion. I think you can justify the -4 more for someone like Trossard, who's got more upside. There's absolutely no guarantee that Trossard does anything tonight, but I think he's a much more higher upside pick than Sinistera, who's away to Leicester, whereas Trossard's home to Forest. You know what I mean? Thanks for all the love in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Hussein's got 8 players starting. Sarr or Ward? Probably Sarr between those two. Penyexi's going to captain Trippier. Who are you guys going for captaincy? We'll ask one more time. 3 minutes till the deadline. Who is your captain? Get the answers in the chat. And make sure you have got your armband sorted, your team saved. I was going to say bench in the right order, but what bench? Wilson or Trossard captain? I'll put the predicted points up one more time, very briefly. Take one last look at this, you guys. This is from FPL Review. And as always, what happens here is not going to be the exact outcome, but it's a good benchmark, and there is a strong correlation to what their algorithm projects and what actually happens. And I use it for my decisions. And Salah is top, so he's my captain. Kane's second, Wilson's third. Not much in it, though, between Wilson and Trossard, so I would just go with your gut there. Hussein's on Trossard captain. A few Salah captainers in chat. Guaita captain. If that Guaita captaincy comes off as well as it did last week, then fair play. There was someone on the fplfocal Discord, and he had Guaita captain because he lost a bet, and I think Guaita got like 10 or 11 points. I don't know if I could ever do that, put a bet on FPL. You know, if I lose a bet, then I do something on my FPL team. FPL's too valuable. It's too important for that. How long have we got? 1 minute till the deadline. I'll stick around for a few minutes post-deadline, and then we're going to go raid FPL Juice. I was on their show a few weeks ago. Really, really good guys. They took good care of me. They messaged me in advance, and they were like, what can we get you to drink, bro? And I was like, I'll just get me a Pepsi Max. And then I arrived, and then there was a can of Pepsi Max waiting for me on my desk for the stream. Good guys. Salah for KDB. Yeah, that's what I've done. I've sold KDB. I've got Salah. I've sold Maddison for Trossard. Salah captain. Loves the Pepsi Max cherry, this lad. I do. I accidentally bought on. So when I buy my groceries, you can just do add your last order to basket again, and I did that, and I accidentally ordered another 24 pack of Pepsi Max cherries. So I've literally got enough to like open a corner shop. I've got 48 Pepsi Max cherries, so I'm just drinking them for the sake of it now. It is sugar free at least, so. Locked, is that it? Deadline says I'm free wraps. Andy says locked. That's it. Frazzle says locked. That is it, guys. We made the deadline. Oh, I'm going to put my feet up once this stream ends. It's been a crazy few days. Again, I appreciate all your support, guys. It's been the biggest grind ever since I started doing FPL, because I did 5 videos in the last 3 days. I did 2 videos yesterday. I actually made 3 videos yesterday because one of them posted at like 8 AM this morning. So I made 3 videos yesterday. 2 videos I posted today, 2 yesterday. Been a crazy couple of days. Anyway, the exciting thing is FPL's back. There's more football tonight. There's loads of games on tomorrow, and there's more FPL on the weekend. We're going to head over to FPL Juice. Oops, sorry if that came through on your speakers. Oh, they're not live yet. In 40 seconds, they're live. All right, we've got 30 seconds left. Is there anything else you guys want to know? Get your last minute questions in the chat, and then we'll go raid FPL Juice. Is there anything else you guys want to ask me before we end the stream and head over to FPL Juice? Nathan says, appreciate the hard work, Oscar. Good luck, everyone. Thank you, Nathan. Appreciate that. Have a good day. Tarek. Matalep says, GG. Ryan says, well done, Focal. Great job. Cheers for all the videos. You're welcome. Thanks for watching. It's Mikey. Mikey says, what's for dinner? I had dinner already, actually. I had a little chicken curry with a Pepsi Max, obviously. And then after that, I had another Pepsi Max. What's your PIN number? PIN number is 1234. Right, I think 10 seconds and then FPL Juice is live. So we're going to head over to these guys. I'll chuck their link in the chat. Tell them Focal sent you. Send them love from me. These guys are really, really good. Nick and Ash, the host. I think FPL Boone is on the show. He's the guy who's #1 for trolling on Twitter. Hopefully we don't break their stream, because last time we raided their stream, we broke it. But I did ask them before, is it okay if I raid again? And they said, yeah, it's fine. So head over to FPL Juice. If we take their stream down, then be patient and give them a chance to come back up. I think we've broken their stream again. I think we've just DDoSed them accidentally. Anyway, just go say hi in their chat. Thank you all for tuning in to this deadline stream. That's it from me. Enjoy the game week. Focal out.